We begin tonight with breaking news. Shots fired at a hotel in Littleton.
The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says the suspect is in custody. Nobody got hurt. But this is happening at the Holiday Inn at 470 and West Kincarroll Avenue, where they're evacuating this hotel. We have a crew headed to the scene trying to gather more information. We'll certainly keep you updated as we learn more.
If you are headed for the hills this weekend, prepare for company. This was the traffic backup tonight, I-70 westbound just past Genesee.
With the X Games in Aspen and other events in Breckenridge and Vail, CDOT says you're going to hit delays. And after some rain and snow in the metro, here the sun will be back out this weekend. Looking forward to it, Lauren. Bring on the nice weather.
Yeah, well, we got a little bit of moisture. We need it. We've had kind of a slow winter so far, especially across Denver, but the heavier moisture was to the south. We did get a couple inches of snow in areas surrounding Denver, but downtown Denver just got a dusting, if that. We reported only a half an inch at DIA. Now, we take a look at our snow reports. The highest totals were south of Colorado Springs, where Rye reported 8 inches, 7.5 reported in Woodland Park, 7 inches reported at Air Force Academy and down in Trinidad, 6 inches reported in Colorado Springs as well as Manitou Springs, and then Monument reporting 5.5 inches, all of those falling across the southern half of the I-25 corridor. At DIA, we saw just a half an inch, and again, downtown Denver really didn't see much, if any, accumulation, a lot of it melting on impact, but some areas south and west of Denver did see around 2 to 3 inches earlier this afternoon. Now we take a look at our HD Doppler radar. The system that brought that snow has pushed its way into portions of Texas and Oklahoma. We're seeing some light lingering snow showers here and there. I'll have more details on all of this, plus the sunny warm weekend ahead. All of that just ahead of my 7-day forecast.
Nearly 3 years after the shooting at the Table Mesa King Soopers in Boulder, the families of the victims want answers. They want more information about what happened to the money donated after the shooting and the hundreds of thousands of dollars still held by one group.
9 News reporter Lauren Scafidi reports from Boulder tonight about those questions and their frustrations with the Colorado Healing Fund.
I spoke to the uncle of one of the victims, Ricky Olds. She was 25 when she clocked in for her shift here at King Soopers and never made it home. Now her family is demanding transparency from the Colorado Healing Fund about how much money is left and where the money has gone after they raised millions of dollars in the name of these victims.
It hinders the grieving process because it brings it all back to the forefront.
There's plenty that reminds Bob Olds of his niece, Ricky. She was one of 10 people killed at the Table Mesa King Soopers back in 2021. Lingering questions about the Colorado Healing Fund are an unwelcome reminder.
So essentially, you're using all of these victims' names and likenesses to secure donations, and then you're deciding where it goes, how it goes, when it goes, you know, and with zero input from the victims' families.
The fund raised more than $4 million to support the victims' families.
And there was a lot collected. A lot more than they've handed out.
The Colorado Healing Fund's latest report shows more than $600,000 has not been handed out yet, and that report is 7 months old. Now, the 10 grieving families have questions.
How much is left in the fund, or of the funds that you've collected? Why did you make the decision to support the Boulder Strong Resource Center without consultation? What makes you the ultimate authority in determining where these funds went or are going to? I don't get that part. Where is the governor helping us victims of this tragedy?
Families want answers to their questions so they can start to get closure and move forward.
10 families, cut 10 checks. Let's be done with this. Let's not be dealing with this.
I called and emailed the Colorado Healing Fund today, but have not heard back. In Boulder, Lauren Scafidi, 9 News.
Families of the victims have been waiting years for the shooter to go to trial. He pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, but court delays keep pushing this trial date back. Before he can go to trial, he has to do a sanity evaluation at the Colorado Mental Health Institute in Pueblo. Evaluators say that could get done by March, and if that happens, then the trial could start by August.
It could take a while for the Colorado State Patrol to catch up with the guy wanted for speeding more than 150 miles per hour up I-25. YouTuber Rendon Dietzman uploaded this video of him flying between Colorado Springs and Denver in 20 minutes. That'll cost you 7 misdemeanors. But the thing is, he lives in Texas, and the charges would not qualify for extradition to Colorado. CSP says in order for him to be arrested, he would have to come back to Colorado and either turn himself in or have some run-in with law enforcement.
Police are looking for a man accused of stealing thousands of dollars worth of jewelry from 2 stores in Longmont. Police say he walked into the jewelry store on Main Street last week, asked to see 5 necklaces from a display case, and then he asked to see a few more. And when the employee bent down to get that second set, the man snatched the first set of necklaces and ran off. They're worth more than $10,000. Police say he did the same thing at a Classic Gold, also on Main Street, took off in a Jeep Wrangler with no plates, and they haven't found him. If you know anything, please call Longmont Police.
Investigators are looking at 2 fires at 2 restaurants in the same plaza in Greenwood Village. Police say that there are signs that somebody forced their way into both businesses at the shops at Greenwood Village on Arapahoe Road. Nobody was hurt in those fires at the Fuji Hibachi and Sushi and the Sportsbook Bar and Grill, and police have not yet identified any suspects.
A group of Democratic lawmakers in Colorado are now pushing to ban the term excited delirium from police and coroner reports. An ongoing 9 News investigation has tied that term to more than 225 deaths across the U.S., including several in Colorado, like the death of Elijah McClain. All but 7 of those deaths happened during or after restraint from law enforcement. Critics say this is not a real condition, and it becomes a convenient excuse when somebody dies in law enforcement custody. In December, the board that set standards for officers in Colorado voted to remove the term excited delirium from all police training. This new bill, filed this month, could ban coroners and first responders from using that term. Denver health officials are tracking an outbreak in meningococcal disease in people experiencing homelessness.
That can lead to meningitis, which is more serious. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch shows us the fight to control the spread.
Homelessness is hard enough. Now it's putting people at risk of a serious disease.
Meningococcal disease is a rare but serious illness that's caused by a bacteria called Neisseria meningitidis. It is an illness that's spread from person to person.
Grace Nelson with the Denver Department of Public Health says at least 4 people in the city's shelter system have gotten sick. She says each positive case has been treated, but there's still a chance there are more unidentified cases.
We're trying to figure out where this person's been, where they've been living, who they spend time with, and particularly folks that they may have, spent time with doing activities that would put them at increased risk for exposure to their spit or saliva.
The Colorado Coalition for the Homeless knows potential sickness can deter shelter use. But Chief Communications Officer Kathy Alderman says shelters work to control spread.
Our shelter operators are very cognizant of this, especially, on the heels of the COVID pandemic, about putting the safety measures in place to try to keep people safe and to keep people informed.
Alderman says the best prevention is getting vaccinated, an opportunity the Department of Public Health is now making available.
So we're planning to be rolling out, and we actually just started today with a vaccine clinic at a shelter location, and plan to continue that over the next several weeks and months to really try and encourage people to get a vaccine.
If left untreated, the Department of Health says the disease can develop into meningitis, blood infections, and sepsis, a serious illness with potentially deadly complications. According to the health department, the last outbreak of this disease in Denver happened in 2019. Health leaders say there is no threat to the general public.
Janelle Finch reporting. Thank you.